Yo, 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 it's your boy, Power Plays Palace. We're back again. So let's see what we got here for today, man. We had a interesting day the last couple of days, and we've been able to see some things happen and then see some things not happen. Take some risks, not take no unnecessary risks. But let's look at the chart, man. Let's see what we had for yesterday. So yesterday we had a pre-market high of 735.11, pre-market low of 729.86. That was the day after, FOMC. But we were looking for SPY if it broke up above that pre-market high, pushed up. We was looking at targeting 738, 740, 742, and 745. And if it pulled back to the pre-market low before it went up yesterday, we were looking at the first target would be obviously the pre-market high, and then from there we're talking about those same numbers again: 738, 740, 742, 745. And on the bearish side, if you're looking for a pullback around the pre-market high, then what we're going to be targeting is 729. 86, 729.10, 727.50, 725, and 722.50. And those were the targets on the bear side yesterday. So let's take a look at the chart and see what we had happen yesterday in the chart. All right. So that's pre-market. So yesterday what happened was spot opened up here around 736.02. And I know this look crazy with all these lines on here. So what usually happens during the week is, because this Friday, and I usually put about 4 lines on the chart per day, it becomes a lot of lines on the chart. But you'll see how they intersect a lot. And so, but when SPY came in and opened up, it pulled back here and established this low of the day of 734.64, and then it a little doji, and then we call it double bottom, and then it started to push up. It pushed up and came to 738, consolidated a little bit, came up, tested it again, a little bit of consolidation here. Tried one more time before retreating back to 734.64 again, and what it did establish pre-market, established that low again, then another doji double bottom. Now, what this tells me and anybody that's watching this is that this is a very strong area, and watching this push up, you see it goes from 734.64 all the way up from there. It pushes all the way up before it closes the day at 4 o'clock at 741.72. And then from there, it pushed up to 743.74 in that first 15 after the market opens. Because SPY, you can still trade to 715. I meant to 415. And it came up, established this after market high, which, I'm only pointing this out because if you trade past 4 o'clock, this was a nice move and run up if you had contracts. And then from there, it consolidated most of the night, going sideways to the 8 o'clock, closes at 8. And then we had a gap up this morning when the SPY opened up at 746.04. And now you can see what SPY did, though. From there, it came up, established this high of 746.50. And then it pulled back, and then established its pre-market low currently at 742.80. And got some nice strong green candles here building. I want to see what happens if it break back through. See, these blue and purple lines tell me that on days prior to today, that these were, the blue lines say these was the previous days, either pre-market highs or lows. And the purple line let me know that this is previous days, either daily high or daily low. And so I know that these are key areas. There might be some resistance in this area. As you can see, is reacting off this blue line right here, which is previous days, probably pre-market low. But you see it reacting off of this line, and it's reacting it off at 1, 2, 3, 4 times. It's kind of fighting right here. So we'll see what happens overall as the market opens. It's 9:07 right now, so we'll be able to see what happens in a few. This is right before the market opens, but that's a higher low. That's a higher low. Let's see, is this a higher low? Because this is a higher high, a little bit higher high, higher high. So we'll see. Looks like it. But let's go back to our chart and see. So on yesterday, once again, we came in early, established a little high, tried to push up through 738, couldn't get through there, came back to 734, and then we pushed all the way up to 742 before closing the day at 741. So based on the chart from yesterday, we pretty much hit, let's see, 1, 2, 3. So we hit 4 areas on the chart. But we opened up at 734 area right there before we pushed through the pre-market high. And from there, we ran up to we pulled back a couple times to that level, but we still was able to get up to those 4 levels. So overall, that was a good day yesterday. So let's see what we got for today on the chart. So right now, we have that pre-market high, I told you, 746.50, and that pre-market low of 742.80. What we have going on now is if SPY was to push up through that, we'll have 740. We'll be looking at that pre-market high 746.50. If it can push up through that, we're looking at 748, 750, 752, and 755. And you notice those levels from previous charts this week, but that's because we try to play off of previous reactions, back testing stuff. That's where we set these levels at. And I say we, but that's, when I set those levels, that's what I do, and that's what I post here on the videos, but also in the Power Plays Discord. So anybody in the Discord can also see, and they get they can download this chart if they want to. But so what we have is we'll be targeting those levels because those are levels that SPY passed on the way back down, and resistance becomes support, and support becomes resistance. So that's what we're going to be looking for. Now, on the support side, what we have is if we go up to the pre-market high, we reject, and we have to pull back. We're going to be looking at 742.80, 742.45, 740.50, 738.50, and 734.60. Those are the levels we'll be targeting coming back down, and what we'll be doing is we're just trying to, retrace our steps. They say the thing go up and down, up and down. That's because it go up, and then it retraces, and then it retests, and then it goes back up. And that's how it works in the market. But for today, it's pretty straightforward. It's a Friday. The market really coming down off of FOMC. So we're going to see some movement. We might see some volatility, a lot of profit taking. But as I just said earlier, I thought that looked like some higher lows building. And with the market about to open about 20 minutes, this thing goes shoom right back to there. And that'll be a nice move if it happens. Be careful though, set your levels, and you see that resistance. Look at it's starting to move already. So we'll see what happens, and we'll go from there, man. But that's your boy, man. We getting out of here today, man. It's Power Plays Palace. We about to open the market. Get your trade in, stay disciplined, and we'll see you on Monday.